Chapter 14. Return to Netralia. The trembles of war are knocking on the doorsteps of the border between Netralia and Aldgren. That is what we have learned so far from this journey. Zayden and Marques have just crossed the border again, aided by Helmut. Without him, there is no doubt that Zayden and Marques would face severe punishment. It's now time for them to head back to Faucon-Bas. Zayden's mind is only set on seeing Jowlani again, to apologize for taking the purple stone all the way to Netralia. Losing it could be the key factor to losing the war. In the end, it's safe and sound with Zayden. For how long will that last if the invasion of the land begins? The carriage rides once again on the main street of Faucon-Bas. It stops right where it once departed, in front of Jowlani's house. It's just past dawn and the sunlight is starting to shine. To ensure their safety, Helmut steps out first. He scouts the vicinity and calls it coast clear. Marques follows and Zayden leaves the carriage last. The rider is instructed to park at the nearest stable. Zayden walks up to the front of the house. He knocks on the door and waits. A minute passes by, 2 minutes pass by, no answer. Until, from the neighbouring house emanates the always smiling Serena. She has a basket of washed clothes in her hands and looks towards Jowlani's house. She drops the basket rapidly and runs over, already shouting, "It is you! You came back! Oh dear boy, so many stories to tell, so many worries to share, tears to cry, laughs to laugh. Welcome back!" As soon as she nears Zayden, she opens her arms and hugs him intensely. Then she goes up to the door and yells through the keyhole. "Oh my! The house is on fire! Jowlani, wake up and run! Save Zayden!" Apparently that is enough to trigger Jowlani's sleep to end. In just a couple of minutes, Jowlani unlocks and opens the door. His sleepy head can only see Aunt Serena. "Why didn't you wake me up, Auntie? The house is fine. What were you mumbling about Zayden? He's an Aldgren, remember? This is not the time for games to play with me. I slept bad and I'm a bit cranky now that you've woken me up." Aunt Serena says nothing and only smiles at him. After waving her hand in front of him to prevent him seeing, she steps aside. Jowlani can now see Zayden, Marques and Helmut. "Hello there, did you miss me when I was gone?" Zayden asks with a timid voice. Jowlani runs past Aunt Serena down the doorsteps towards Zayden. He smiles and yet tears come from his eyes as he runs. Zayden opens his arms for him and they embrace intense. Zayden can't keep his emotions in check either and tears flow across his face as well. This is a moment that both of them were waiting for. A return to the past, even if not so long ago. To be together as partners and friends. This moment could last forever, though there's much going on in the world. "It's so good to see you again. I miss nothing at all but you. You're the one that matters to me. It's like I'm whole again. How was the trip? You're back so early. I did not expect that. What happened there? We should head inside and then we can have breakfast together." Aunt Serena waves everyone inside and she makes a full breakfast for all 5 of them. As they finish, Helmut makes a suggestion. "Zayden, this may not be the best moment to talk, but we have to prepare." Jowlani and Serena look at each other and wonder what this is about. And so Zayden tells the full story since the moment Marques and him left for Aldgren. From the events at the border, the events in Schenken, and a journey back to Faucon-Bas. "Oh my goodness, Zay, that's awful, just awful. I'm glad to see you all right. Thank you, Sir Helmut, for bringing him back here. I don't want to imagine what could have happened without you. Marques, thanks for protecting him as well. With this war on the doorsteps near this small village, we have to fight. There's no other way." Zayden shakes his head and makes a cross with his arms. "I love you, but we can't do this on our own. We would need far more protection. Helmut sent some border guards as messengers to the national government to instruct them of what awaits us. We are the front line here as the first village to possibly fall. We can make a stand if we have the right people. The Magicians faction can help us, but they would need weeks to prepare. Let's hope we can buy them some time. We need to gather the most valuable people we can to help us. Jowlani and Serena make their way to the city centre. Zayden, Marques and Helmut head to the University of Magic. Once they return right at noon, Laura, Atnap and Professor Rania have joined at Jowlani's house. The events that occurred are explained to them as well. They stand firmly behind the rest of the group.
Oh jeepers, this is bad news and bad timing. I was supposed to travel abroad as well. Well, guess it's time for Team Laura to assemble for the greater good.
This situation is getting out of control. Us merchants will assemble our materials and goods and put up the necessary traps across the way. That will create some barriers at the border for our enemies to buy us at least a couple of more hours. Professor Rania seems reluctant to speak, but when she does, she is firm.
I knew this was bound to happen. Jowlani, Zayden, you made the right decisions. The path of fate walks amongst you two. You made the choice now to stand for what you believe in, for whom you love. This means I will once again face my brother in battle. A challenge, ending in life and death. Last time I underestimated him. Now I am fully ready. All students of the university will be assembled by the director and me. We have a couple of days left. We will train them with the best magic possible to defend themselves and take out the enemy if needed. Zayden, I want you to lead the resistance in melee combat alongside Helmut. We go way back, and I know he's a master in tactics. Jowlani, I want you to lead the resistance unit of magic. I will assist you in decision making and instructing professors and students. Atnap and Serena will be in charge of the necessities of food, beverages, equipment, and healing our forces. Are we all agreed?
A very loud "Yes, ma'am" sounds in unison. Final details are discussed, so everyone is on board with Professor Rania's plan. Helmut explains tactical strategies and instructions after that. Everyone's role is clear, concise, and they are ready to take on their task. They all leave Jowlani's house on the way to their posts for the upcoming days. Except for Jowlani, Zayden, and Professor Rania. She has more to tell them.
Young men like you should not be fighting a massive war. You should roam free on this world, living out everything you dreamt of. Fate has other plans for you, it seems. Before I let you go, Zayden, I want you to accompany Jowlani and me. As it so happens, a member of the Magicians faction is here in Faucon-Bas. I invited him over to speak about next year's curriculum at the university. Follow me and learn more of how we can at least save the citizens here.
The trio venture off towards the University of Magic. They walk past the Magician's Square and its fountain to a building on the western end of the grounds. Rania knocks on the door and a man opens. They all have to look down, as this man is not very tall per se. He answers upon opening the door.
"Oh, Rania, it's you. This must be Jowlani and Zayden. Welcome back to Netralia. I know of the events already. Come inside, so we can discuss."
The man is small of stature, way smaller than Jowlani. He wears blue robes, blue shoes, and a blue bandana. Underneath the bandana they see two colours, having both blue and green hair. It piques Jowlani's interest as he's undergoing his own journey of self-love at the moment.
Sir, can I ask you more about your hair after you introduce yourself? It's got my interest.
The man suggests him to sit down and pours a cup of tea for everyone. He sits down himself and sighs.
"How did we get to this point once again, Rania? I thought we were done with wars. The last one was exhausting for me. I'm here, but I swear this is the last time I'll be leading the Magicians faction. It's time to stand down."
Zayden and Jowlani both look confused. He did say, "the last one," which was over 240 years ago.
"Kind sir, did you just mention what I think you said?"
Are you, that experienced in life? Is that even possible?
The man starts snickering a bit and answers Zayden on his question.
Yes, that is correct. I have lived for a couple of 100 years now. That is the curse of the magic I possess in my body. Living this long is not a blessing when you've seen many people pass away. Once you loved, once you hate, and once you don't know. Your dear professor bears the same kind of magic. We once fought alongside against Oldgren. We both survived, though barely. I am Alexander van der Berenstra, leader of the Magicians faction, former Prime Minister of Netralia for 12 years. It is my duty to protect this country till the end of my days, which means for me, for almost eternity. Even if I have lost my partner and my children in the last war, I gained undying love for them and a lot of wisdom to prevent that people I hold dear are lost in something useless called war. We have not chosen this form of life, but fate has bestowed this upon us. Ordinary people only hunger for money, power, and might. That is not the way we should behave amongst the same species. However, I understand it is your family this time, Zayden, that wishes to claim all life has to offer. Hardships will come fast. They make you a better person though if you handle them right. Enough chatter about me. You both will lead and spearhead your respective divisions. As Zayden will be instructed by General Grafman, we leave him be. Jowlani, I will train you as my right-hand man until you can take over the reins of the Magicians faction. Rania and I will guide you so that we can keep the greater part of Netralia safe. I cannot promise you both that Faucon-Bas will stand. It may fall as the invasion occurs. If we manage to win time here, our chances of winning the war increase greatly. As former Prime Minister, I request you to do your utmost to aid this beautiful country, for progress towards a better future for all of us, for a land where everyone is equal and no one is left behind or cast out. The pair nods yes towards Alexander and shake hands with him. This deal will mean that the path of destiny is set, gearing up for an imminent war. The pages of time turn darker and darker again. When will it see the light again? That concludes chapter 14 of the Amethyst Adventures. If you want to go back, you can always do so on AMETHYSTADV.com or the audio versions on YouTube or Spotify. We look forward to seeing you read or make you listen to chapter 15 of the Amethyst Adventures. Want to know what happens next? Stay on top of our socials at AMETHYSTADV on Facebook, X and Blue Sky. For now, may your pixels be plentiful, your adventures prosperous, and we will see you back in the next chapter of the Amethyst Adventures.